Today we're looking at negative self-talk and how to get rid of it for good. When we mess up, is it okay to be hard on ourselves for it? Many people would say yes, including Leonardo.
Damn it, Rick. I swear to God. Fucking lines, embarrass yourself like that in front of all those damn people. Oh, you were drinking all night. Fucking drinking again, 8 fucking whiskey sours. You're a fucking miserable drunk. You fucking remembering your lines. I practiced them and now I don't look like I got to practice them.
I know that's pretty extreme, like we obviously shouldn't be doing that, but we gotta be at least a little bit hard on ourselves, right? We don't wanna make the same mistake again. I'm here to say that that's wrong. No amount of self-punishment is actually helpful. It only hurts you in the long run, and I'm gonna show you why. I used to be really brutally hard on myself, guys. When I was in grad school, I was a mess, okay? I would get out a whip. I'm not perfect today. I caught myself in this very video saying some mean stuff to myself, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not the narrative. It's hard to avoid sometimes, but by the grace of God, guys, I do not do anything remotely close to that, what you saw there, anymore. And it's largely because of the technique that I'm gonna show you today. The good news is that self-punishment really is a kind of habit. And like other habits, it can be broken. And once you break it, trust me, the energy that you radiate is gonna be so much better. You're gonna be a beacon of light walking down the street. Okay, maybe not, but it's not gonna solve all the psychological problems, but it's a really good starting point. And your relationships with both yourself and everyone else around you, therefore, is going to improve, flourish. I first want to describe the consequences of self-criticism, which are very unexpected. The big realization I had is that when you are criticizing yourself, there is someone there receiving that abuse. Someone is going to suffer because of that abuse. I don't know who it is yet. If you had any ideas, please put it in the comments. But someone's going to suffer. In his book, Dale Carnegie says that people don't really respond well to harsh criticism. Sir, told you about 10 times, you need to be wearing those hats. Company policy, don't make me report you. Dale basically says that criticism doesn't really motivate people to change. It really just makes them like resentful towards the person that is criticizing. When you criticize yourself, you're damaging the relationship of you with yourself. I found in my research that self-criticism leads to a bunch of unintended psychological consequences, increased anxiety, decreases in self-esteem, and it was even strongly linked with depression. Self-criticism, it seems like a really good idea. We think that being hard on ourselves helps us improve, right? We're correcting ourselves so we don't make the same mistakes and we do better next time. But on a wider view, it's actually adding these other unintended problems. It's kind of worsening the mental health overall. You know, self-criticism is basically like just ruminating over and over about like, oh man, I messed up, I messed up. Oh man, I shouldn't have done that. Should not have done that. That was messed up. Don't do that next time. You just got to go on faith and just trust that it's best to just drop it. It's best to let it go. How do we fix this? First, you ask yourself, would I say this to a friend or my kid? If the answer is no, you might have a problem. Some of you, I know that if you were to talk to your friend the way that you talk to yourself, you wouldn't be friends for much longer. For some reason, we think it's okay to treat ourselves like garbage, but you would never say that to your friend or your kid, assuming you're nice to your kids. So here's what you do instead. When you get that urge, or when you notice this come up, you gotta first pause. You say it as you would to someone that you care about. And you will find that it comes out a lot more kind, a lot gentler when you do that. And really the act of just stopping that process, that mental process, like that's where the habit gets broken. It's like you notice you're doing something and you just kind of put a stop to it and instead do something else. And if you do that consistently, it's extremely powerful. There was this one guy who had major rage issues, and he would rage on himself for any minor thing that he messed up. And one day his therapist was just like, dude, you gotta just try this technique out, and I want you to say it like you're saying it to your friend, and then record it and send it to me. After about 5 months, he was like almost completely cured. He was not raging at all anymore. It was a miracle. This type of change is possible for you too. What did we learn today? Criticizing ourselves feels very natural because we think that we're fixing the problem. No amount of self-criticism is helping you, actually. It's only hurting. And so what you do instead is say it like you would to someone you care about. It will come out way gentler, you'll find. And you only are allowed to say that. When you're ruminating on something, just trust that the best thing to do is let it go. Your brain is going to punish you enough. Okay, you don't need to go the extra mile to hurt yourself. Your reward system will take care of training you not to do that again. Put that into practice. Trust me, it will start to feel a lot better being you. I really believe that. If you want to know more about criticism and how it affects other people, I have a really cool video here. Thanks for watching. Peace to you and God bless. Bye.